All right, hey guys, it's Paul. So there's a lot going on in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, as we know. That does not mean that we should neglect our physical Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I decided to finish a few of these different decks that I've been working on, and I wanted to show them to you guys. So this isn't gonna be like deck profiles of each one. It's more like I just wanted to share what I've been building and what I've been finishing up. And then over on the second channel, APS Deck Check, I will actually be posting deck profiles of all of these within the next few days. Some of the decks are like nearly finished, some are missing a couple of cards, some just need to be looked at again. So before we start, a quick word from this video's sponsor, and then we'll hop right in.
This video was sponsored by Bushiroad. Vanguard Zero is a new card battling mobile game that's based off of the popular anime Cardfight Vanguard. Vanguard Zero has a story mode that lets you play through iconic scenes from the anime, and you get to use your favorite characters' decks. If story mode isn't enough for you, then once you hit grade 11, you unlock the fight mode, which is online battles against players all over the world, and then you can prove who's the best card battler. Once you reach grade 8, you unlock the My Room feature, which lets you show off your creativity by placing characters, monsters, and whatever furniture you want in your own setting. I've been a fan of Cardfight Vanguard since it came out 9 years ago, and I'm happy there's finally a mobile version that I can play when I'm on the go or when I'm alone with no one to play against. My favorite part is I can finally play Royal Paladins. If you're interested in Vanguard Zero, it's available on iOS and Android. Just click the link in the video description.
Let's see, which one should I show first? Which box do you like the most, Alec? What's your favorite one? You like this one?
Yeah.
This one's cool. Okay, this one actually is from Imperium Duelist, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. So this is my Shaddoll invoked deck. If the Ash Blossom didn't make it obvious. No, this is my Shaddoll invoked deck, so I'll put the rest of these to the side. This is a deck that I actually started playing basically when it came out. I didn't start playing it then, but I started like becoming interested in it, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna order these cards and see what this is all about. This is by no means like a perfected build. I haven't actually really gotten a chance to play the deck very much because, you know, the quarantine, the ban list, just all that kind of thing. It's a really cool deck though. So outside of like hand traps, which I'm sure are like interchangeable and everything like that, I read on Reddit that somebody said like the invoked engine's really broken. And then someone else was like, well, the Shaddoll engine's really broken. But truthfully, I think that neither one's very great on their own. I think it's one of these decks where it's like greater than the sum of its parts. So that's why I think this deck is so strong. It's a really, like, it's pretty good. Also, can somebody tell me why they haven't printed? I found out the other day they haven't printed, where is it? They haven't printed a hollow copy of, not Shaddoll Squamata, where is it? Shaddoll Dragon. Did you know that there's not a, like, ultra rare Shaddoll Dragon? Or even like a super? But all the rest of them have ultras, even though I don't know, I guess I have them. But like, they have ultras of all the, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, yeah, I think this deck's pretty good. It's probably one of the best decks in the format, but I can't say that for sure because I haven't played it very much. I have mixed and matched rarities of a few of these Shaddoll fusions. A common L Shaddoll fusion. This card's really powerful, I know, right now. I had a version of this that actually ran Mystic Mind, but and then like it did like Mystic Mind and set rotation, but I decided to take that out because I want to keep my friends. Yeah, so that's basically it. And in these things, I don't call them profiles, but in this video you'll see face down cards. It's basically what I've been doing whenever I either don't have a card or I have a card and it's like in another deck. I don't know which ones these are. I think it's like the Fire, Invoked Fusion, and something else, I don't remember what. But yeah, so that's the Shaddoll Invoked deck. I'll be fully profiling it once I'm feeling a bit better about playing it. But so far, it's been pretty good. I've only gotten a few games in, but okay, next I'll talk about whatever's in this yellow deck box. So, okay, this is Cyber Dragons, yeah. Cyber Dragon's one of my favorite decks. This is actually one that's been getting a lot of talk. Those are extra cards. This is one that's been getting a lot of talk mainly because of Master Rule 5 and the fact that, like, you know, you don't have to make Cyber Dragon Seeger or any other link material zones or whatever to make your plays. Personally, I don't actually think that this deck is significantly stronger just because Master Rule 5 is here. Also, this is a weird card. I don't know if I want to keep this in here, but that's a different story. Why are these common? Huh. Okay, that's strange. Normally I give Cyber Dragons a good treatment. Yeah, I don't think this deck's like significantly stronger just because of the new Master Rule. It's a little more accessible, this got reprinted, but like nothing changed. I mean, if anything, Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon's not as reliable anymore, and the deck doesn't gain access to like lots more plays or anything, so I don't know, I'll have to play a little bit more to find out if that's like what the hype is all about. Also, shout outs to Ultra Rare printings of Overflow. This needed to happen. They still need to give us Cyber Dragon Veer. Needs to get an Ultra or Super printing. I always thought this would have been a Super in an OTS pack, but they haven't done it yet, so maybe not. Come on, please, Konami. Yeah, and these are the traps. This is basically just a refined version of the build that I ran at that regional a couple of months ago, so that's why I haven't changed too many things, but it doesn't have as many of the weird tech choices. You can see more about that in the profile I upload later, and the extra decks more or less the same Cyber Dragon extra deck. I have not updated this really for Master Rule 5, particularly in the extra deck department. I threw this in yesterday thinking, well, maybe there's some good use for it. I'll figure it out. New art of Cyber Dragon Infinity is pretty cool though. This is probably overall my favorite deck right now, Cyber Dragons. I've been playing it for like, I feel like a year now. So, year and a half. So, yeah, it's really good. It's probably one of the ones I'll still be taking to tournaments just to see how well it does. But I don't know like if it'll get out of there. I'll worry about it later. Anyway, point is, that's Cyber Dragons. Okay, next deck is the pink box. This is Tenyi. Okay. I know my decks not by their deck boxes, but by their sleeve colors. So Tenyi, I don't know, I mean, it's a budget deck. I don't expect it to be great. Tenyi is something that you play when you're just, you know, you just want something that's cheap and like accessible enough. This build is not too tested. It's similar to my old one, but I don't even remember what I changed. Actually, my thing with a deck like this is I tried to make every card common or rare, but there's like 3 cards in here that aren't. Vessel for the Dragon Cycle is good. They get a new card in Rise of the Duelist, I think, or Eternity Code. Do you know which?
Nope.
There's one of those next 2 decks. Anyway, so they get some new support cards. This card's really good if you can get it out. And yeah, so all this stuff. This is one of the cards that's hollow that doesn't come common. World Legacy Succession is quite a fun time. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I'll profile it fully later on. Extra deck is what you'd expect from Tenyi's. Oh, they did get this new Sahasrara. This is their new boss monster. Don't ask me how to pronounce that, but it's pretty neat. This came in Dual Overload. That's all there is to say about Tenyi. They're probably the cheapest deck I've built. So if you want something that's cheap and pretty fun, build them. They're okay. Okay, next is Rockets. So there's a bit of a problem here. The issue being that I really have not looked at this deck since the ban list came out or anything, or even like Master Rule 5. I know this is one of those decks that'll probably change pretty drastically. I mean, it's got all the main parts. This is pretty similar to that build that won YCS something, one of those YCSs. But as you can see, I haven't taken this out, and if you look closely, you'll notice that this is still in here. So this deck needs some attention. It's got hand traps though. But yeah, I mean, I think what I'll do is just try to make a more pure Rocket deck. I don't know too much about what the current ones look like. I actually thought LP was gonna get banned or something, so it didn't happen, so I'll have to look into that. This is supposed to be a Borreload Savage Dragon, but it's in another deck someone else is using right now. The rest is just your typical Rocket extra deck shebang. Just want to say, I find that this card is extremely underrated. Unchained Abomination is actually really, really good. So if you're not using it, give it a try. It's not such a bad card in Rockets or in anything. And since we're in this world where like Link 4 monsters are pretty much the only Link monsters that are gonna really make it in the new Master Rule, if you're not running like a very specific one that your deck needs, then it's probably just gonna be the Borrelsaurs and Apollouses that make the cut. Abomination might not be the worst thing to... That's upside down. Abomination might not be the worst thing to include in your, in your deck list. Okay, finally, we've got my favorite deck box. Shoutouts to Wormwood Gaming. So this is green sleeves. Witchcrafters. Yes, the deck I just recently finished. So I say finished, but this is actually probably the most experimental build I'm working on of like any of the decks I've got. So Witchcrafters, I finally got Hane in the mail. I had to order it and had to order this because I couldn't get Larry's copy because all this quarantine stuff started happening. This deck is really fun. All the decks from the deck builder sets like Secret Slayers and Mystic Fighters and Infinity Chasers and all, they're all really fun. Like they're fun to play against other decks of the same type. It's just a shame that they're all short printed. So I'm trying out Magician's Souls in here because I have it. I don't know, I just think this deck has lots of potential for draw power since I run so many spells. And I'm missing one creation, it's just an upstart right now. It should be coming in the mail from TCG Player soon. Yeah, Witchcrafters, they're neat, they recycle spells, it's a little bit slow. So the decision that I made in here that's kind of experimental is running like spells, like Book of Moon and, not this, but Book of Moon and Forbidden Chalice as like my go-to like spell disruptions instead of say Impermanence and Paleozoic Dynamiscus or something like that. Because that way I can discard them for my Witchcrafter monsters effects. I got other stuff. These are supposed to be Pot of Extravagance, not Desires, so please don't be like, why are you running Desires? It's horrible. I'm running Extravagance because these things really don't use their extra deck. These are just filler cards that don't mean anything, really. I mean, you can use a couple of them, but it doesn't come up very often. I will be profiling the Witchcrafters rather soon. I want to get a few more games of testing in and, of course, get my creations and finish all that stuff up. But that basically concludes all of the different things that I've been playing. So, yeah, I've got these decks. There are other ones that are kind of in the workshop, but these are the ones I felt comfortable showing. I'd like to know from you guys, what decks are you building right now in Master Rule 5? Oh yeah, and real quick before I forget guys, a lot of you guys have been asking about this playmat. This is actually Imperium Duelist's Ultimate Rumble playmat. So it's a full 2-player size cloth playmat. You got your Smash Bros characters, you've got Master Hand, or maybe someone else who might look a little familiar. You guys can go and find that on their website. Use the code APS10 by the way, and you'll get a 10% discount. Okay, that's actually it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Pass turn.